guys. Hello, hello, hello. So happy to be here with you. If you don't already know me, my name is Gabby, and I am a business and brand strategist. I specialize in helping entrepreneurs move from entrepreneur to CEO. That means honing up some leadership skills. That means really being able to understand data. That also means being able to understand and diagnose your own business problems so that you know when it's an in-house fix or when you need to outsource. The first thing I'd love for you all to do is introduce yourself to me. Let me know exactly where you're watching from. I would love to hear about where you're at. I am currently in Washington, D.C. And if you're just now joining the strategic planning series, I want you to do me a huge favor. Go back and watch videos 1 through 6 of this series. It's going to give you a different level of insight into strategic planning, how important it is, and share this video with someone who needs to see it. Go ahead and tag someone, send it to someone in their messages, because this is what's going to help them take that next step in terms of building their business. So many of my clients are seeing record revenue years and record revenue quarters. I just saw a record revenue quarter. I just saw a record revenue month. And so for us who are in the growth phase of their business, all the things I'm talking about, creating a strategic plan, are extremely important, not only for the health of your business, but for your own mental health. Having that clear plan will keep you from feeling so chaotic. Obviously, as an entrepreneur, a part of it is just the job, right? But we only want to subject ourselves to those things that we can't control. So today I'm talking to you about 3 impressive ways that finances actually drive brand success. A lot of people don't like talking about finances. And the first thing I want you to consider, I want you to think, how many business opportunities have you had that have required a financial investment? Think about it. Chances are it's going to be about 90% of those opportunities. It is very rare for you to get a business opportunity that's not going to cost you anything. And I've been able to hit record revenue 3 months after implementing my strategic plan. So in October and November, I started working towards my strategic plan. In December, I started implementing my strategic plan. I hit record revenue in February, and I hit another record revenue month this month, with this being the last day of the month. And so this stuff that I'm talking about is really, really important, because it is really about unlocking the piece that's keeping you from the next level. I'll give you an example. I converted a 4-figure client in 48 hours. 48 hours. This was based on me having a strategic plan, understanding what financial investments were required for me to get to where I wanted to go. And what that started with was working with my network, right? Making those initial connections, talking to people who I know other people who might be interested. The thing is, there was both a time and financial investment in getting that 4-figure client to convert in 48 hours. Here's the thing, that client converted in 48 hours because of work that I did last May. I'll say that again. That client converted in 48 hours because of work that I did last May. So here's the story. I met a potential client that wasn't yet ready to move forward, and I was able to talk to her, build a relationship, build a rapport. And the thing you have to remember is this is where systems come into play. I don't have it in me to remember to follow up with every single person, but that's why I made the financial investment into a CRM software. How did I know that I needed this? One of the things that I saw this coming, was my capacity was going to become a limitation to the growth of my business. And so last year, I started working towards putting things in place to maintain and manage and keep up with my current clients in a systematic way, but also follow up with those who I wasn't able to close, right? The thing is, systems are another financial and time investment. There is an initial learning curve and there's an initial financial investment and time investment that you have to put into systems to make sure they work properly. And that's important because you can have a system, but if you don't take the time to set it up the right way, it won't work for you. So, what you have to think about when you think about this example of me being able to convert this client, it was my systems. It was me understanding that I have to spend $350 a year for Dubsado. I have to spend $180 a year for HelloSign. It was me understanding what spend was required so that when other things came up that I should that really were things that hey, you could spend this money on it. I had to say, okay, is that going to interfere with my ability to spend on this really important thing? And so the thing is, when it comes to your finances, right? Number one, let's talk about it. Sales are a major driver of your financial success. And so when you think about building a brand and when you think about creating a strategic plan for the year ahead, you always start with sales. And sales are finances. I know a lot of times when we think of finances, we think of expenses, but income is a part of finances as well. And 50% of nothing is still nothing. Okay. And so we definitely need to focus on the sales. Number two, having financial focus prevents you from spending money on things you don't need. And I love this analogy. I thought of it because I accidentally went to the grocery store without a list about a week ago and it drove me insane. I said, this makes me nervous. I need my list. And so, too many of you are going to the grocery store without a list. You're showing up in your business, you're making these expenditures, you're saying, oh, it's a tax write off. Yes, it's a tax write off, but your financial pool is not unlimited in your business. Just because you can write it off does not give you permission to spend like a crazy person. You have to really make sure that the things you're spending money are in alignment with what it is you want to do. God forbid you go and spend the money on something that you needed for something that was actually going to change your trajectory for your business. God forbid you go and spend money on something that you could have waited to spend that money on 3 months from now, but you can't even get to where you need to be because that money should have been used for something else. When you have a strategic plan, you know where the money should be invested. And this is why strategic planning has become such a big part of my life, especially even when I'm talking to my own accounting service provider, helping them understand what I'm trying to do so that when I am spending money, even if it's a little bit over the budget, she can see where I'm going, right? The goal here is to be able to see if your business is profitable and healthy. You're like, wait a minute, profitable and healthy. How are those different? I thought those were the same thing. No, not necessarily, because you can be profitable this month and not be profitable next month. You can have a very solid track record of attracting clientele, but a really poor one of retaining clientele. So the good thing about finances is you can really understand if your business is profitable. Is it profitable and is it healthy? Because you need both. You need both. And you can experience all of this through strategic planning. My strategic planning VIP day is for the following: it's for coaches, it's for consultants, it's for high end service providers who have multiple offers. A lot of you are selling different things at different times. And that means you have to make the shift into the CEO seat and lead your team with data informed initiatives. Data informed, not data driven. What is the difference? Data informed means that you take the data, combine it with your experience, and then make the best decision. Data driven means you only look at the data and you don't think about anything else. And the numbers don't always tell the full story, which is why finances are important because they'll give you half of the story. And then it's up to you with your strategic plan to be able to articulate to your accounting service provider, well, hey, here's my plan for this year. Here's how I'm spending, right? Because it might be more than you're used to. You might be making some significant investments in certain areas, and it might take some time for the ROI to pay off. And so we do this through 3 virtual prep sessions and 1 in-person or virtual day-long session. And sometimes we do break that final day-long session into 3 more sessions, just depending on the CEO's schedule. And so what we do is we get your CEO schedule. We do your sales plan and your revenue forecast. Remember, I'm all about really having a sales-driven approach. What that means is that we're doing everything to support the sales of your organization, meaning your marketing plan is in alignment, right? Your metrics are in alignment. Your operations plan is in alignment. Your financial plan is in alignment. And then I don't just leave you out to dry. I leave you with your action plan and quarterly strategic itineraries so that you can continue this routine so that you can stay in the driver's seat of your organization. I am currently accepting 1 client for the month of April. I'm also accepting 2 clients for the month of May because things are starting to pick up a bit. So click the link in my comments to get one step closer to clarity for your brand. Here's the thing. When it comes to putting your financial plan into place, you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. And you cannot have a financial plan without first having a sales plan, without having a marketing plan, without having a operations plan. Because then you'll understand what is the cost of doing business? What is the cost of that next level of revenue I'm trying to hit? What is it going to mean when I hit $250,000 a year? What is it going to mean for me when I hit $400,000 a year? These are things you have to think of, and you have to think ahead. You cannot wait until you get there because then it'll be too late. So, if you're interested in this program, this is the second to last week to enroll before I close it. So make sure that if this is something that you're interested in, if this is something that you know you and your team need, that you click that link. If you have questions, send me a message, or you can simply click that link, fill out the information, and we'll jump on a call and go through any questions you have. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope this was helpful. I hope this makes you feel that finances are not a dirty word, right? Money is not a dirty word, it's not a curse word. Finances are essential to the success of your brand. They are the fuel for your brand. And if you don't have a financial plan in place, you'll be in a bad position in your business and it won't bring you the peace you're looking for. It won't bring you that flow that you really want to experience in your business, but having a plan will. So I will talk to you guys next week. Remember that if this is your first video, go back and watch the first 6. It'll give you some really, really good insight because these are a bit like building blocks. So I hope this was helpful and I will see you guys next time.